Hello, I'm gonna do a video today. My top 10 favorite female film characters. This was so hard, and I'm sure you understand why, because there's so many characters that are played by like female characters, and so many strong ones. I had to put a number to it. I was gonna do 5, and I chose 10, but I could have done like not my whole collection, but a good amount of chunk of it. I decided to do 10, and I'm probably gonna have to do part 2, part 3, because there's so many. This doesn't even cover everyone that I wanted to put in. I have to cut 2 characters, and I had to ignore a lot of movies because I wanted to do this. So yeah. So we get started. Number 10 and going to number 1. We have the general, and the female is Annabelle Lee, played by Marion Mack. I have to say, I almost forgot all about her. I wasn't even going to include her. And I picked this out because I always pick out what I'm going to watch. Today I picked out what I'm going to watch, and I picked out what I'm going to watch for tomorrow too. And the general. So then I started thinking of doing this like right now, and then I remember she was in this, and she did she was amazing. Annabelle, she in the beginning she gets kidnapped or whatever, but then when Johnny Gray or Buster saves her life, she kicks so much ass with him. Like, she helps him. She doesn't just sit there and be pretty, and she helps him. She helps him get the train to where it needs to go. She even drives it for him every once in a while. She whatever he asks, whatever he asks of her, she'll do. She did it, and she was brave and strong, and she didn't complain, and she didn't cry, she didn't whine. She was just like, gotta get it done. She was kick ass. Like, she was smart, and I adore it. It's a silent film, and yet she was so strong. I mean, I feel like silent film was kinder to women than they are now, because a lot of the women in silent film are so strong. They were like the toughest people in the movies. So, yeah, she was very, very strong, and I appreciate that, especially for the time period that it was in. Next is An Overly Nation, From Where the Heart Is. This movie, I just watched it last night again for like the millionth time, and I just love Novalee. She starts out, she's 17, she's pregnant, her boyfriend dumps her at a Walmart, and she's scared and lonely, and she doesn't know what to do, and she gets help from Dr. Channing's character and Ashley Judd's character, and they help her grow, and she grows, and she gets stronger and more confident, a little more confident. She is very sweet. She's like the rock for many people in the movie. She went from being the one that needed constant support to being the one that supported other people and took care of them, and was their rock and was their strength. And I love her transformation so much, and every time I watch it, I just respect her more and more every single time. Novalee was just so amazing. Next is, what is her name? Catherine, I forget. But number 8 is Catherine Watson. There you go. The Mona Lisa Smile. This movie is like, if you're a feminist, you need to watch this movie. It's not about art at all. I mean, there's art in it. It's because she's an art teacher, but that's not the point of the movie. But it's just so good. Julia Roberts has so strong in this movie. There's a part in the movie where she's talking to this guy, and he says, I was your fiance, I wouldn't have let you go. And she goes, I wouldn't have asked his permission. And I love that line, because she just like, I don't need you. I don't need I don't need you telling me how to live my life. Just so good. So good. Number 7 is Velvet Brown, played by Elizabeth Taylor, National Velvet. Her mom too. Her mom and her are like the strongest people in this film. Her mom is just like so supportive and realistic too. She's realistic and supportive, and her mom is very wise, and she gives good advice, and she gives her husband a different point of view. And then Velvet, she's so strong. She wants this horse more than anything. She wants to enter a horse race, and she does it. She ends up actually having to race. No, she didn't have to, but she chooses to. And there were no women racers, and she had to disguise herself, and she's like 12, and I just think she is just so brave, so brave, and I appreciate that. Number 6 is Ethel. How can I not remember his last name? Or Ethel Thayer. I never. Okay, whatever. Ethel from On Golden Pond. He played Captain Hepburn. Her husband losing his mind, and he's not the same person he used to be. But she sticks by him, and she's his strength. And and her daughter comes home, and she's kind of playing the victim from her childhood years. And the character gives her a reality check, and I just love her so much. She's so strong. Katharine Hepburn was like the definition of a badass person. And she was so strong. And in this movie, she was very strong. And it was great. Number 5 is Maud from Harold and Maude. She's just this beautiful ray of sunshine. She's just, oh my god. She's brave. Like, all of these women have the same thing. They're brave. And she's unique. She's not one for material. She has a lot of wisdom from experiences that she went through. She doesn't talk about them at all. She doesn't let what she's gone through affect her. She just lives her life, and I love it. I love that, and I love her strength, and I love how she's able to give Harold a different outlook on life, and it's great. I love it. Number 4 is Lizzie Bennett from Pride and Prejudice. She was independent at a time where it wasn't cool for her to be. She rejected every man her mom wanted her to marry. She didn't want to marry for money. She didn't want to marry at all. I mean, I don't know if at all, but she just didn't want to marry someone. And I love that so much. And I know she frustrated her mom, but her and her dad had such a great relationship. And I just love her, and I love how she did things her own way. And yes, and she wasn't afraid to stand up for herself, and she wasn't very ladylike because she would like hack back to hit elders who were kind of talking down to her, and that was not cool, but she did it, and I love her for it. Next, number 3 is The First Wives Club. These 2 actresses are hardcore women. Tucker Channing is also in this for like 5 seconds, but I love her too. I think she's also very strong. But these women are... They don't sit around. Their husbands cheat on them, and they get together and they take their money and their businesses, and they get their money, and because they're not just doing it to be like jerks about whatever. They're doing it because they're helping the husbands get their careers started, and then they got dumped. So they're taking what's theirs, and it's so great, and they're so smart, and they do it so well, and they do it so well that even their husbands don't really understand what they're doing. It's just so good what they do, and I love their bond together in this movie. They're so funny, and they're so like quick. They're like, oh yeah, we have to do this, and they band together, and they have a falling out, they fix it, but it just, I love it. Number 2 is 9 to 5. Again, these 3 women are very strong on their own, out of the film, but in the film, It's only Lily Tomlin. You don't mess with Lily Tomlin, she'll cut you. It's about the woman wanting to be treated equally in the workplace, and that's still going on today. This was made in 1980. And it's still, is it 80? Yeah. I think 1980, that's what it says anyway. But, still going. And it hasn't changed. But I just love how they don't take any crap. I just love it so much. And they're just like, they want this is gonna happen. And they band together again. They band together and they get stuff done. And okay, my number one female character is Jo March, Metal Woman. She's not even like a badass. She's sweet and she's kind but she kind of like a Lizzie Bennett. She doesn't really bite her tongue. She kind of says what is on her mind, and it's encouraged by her parents to do that. And she's a writer. She's independent, and she doesn't want to marry. And it's just, and her family's like, whatever, you can do whatever you want. But I just love her, and she's funny, and she's clever, and I just think that she has a part in the movie where this guy tells her that she should have been a senator, and she says, I should have been a lot of things. And I think that she could have been a lot of things. She could have been president if she wanted to be. At the time, she could have ran for president. She should have been. I just love her. I love Louisa May Alcott, who she's portraying, and it just, yeah. So this is a long video. Hopefully it uploads. I don't have to redo this, but tell me your favorite female character down below, and that is all. Goodbye.